skip it. See it or skip it. See it or skip it.
Welcome, everybody, to a new See It or Skip It. We're going to be talking about the new Austin Butler film. We've got tons of stuff with Peacemaker Season 2 that we need to talk about that we missed last week. And we have the Roses with Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Coleman. There's so much to talk about this week, and I am joined, of course, by Rebecca Frost and Kent Dunn. How's it going?
Hey, good. Really good.
Rebecca, we all saw one of these movies together, which was amazing.
Special screening.
Yeah. And me and you saw the Roses together, but Caught Stealing, this first movie, all of us saw, I think, pretty individually.
Yeah.
I went into this not really with a ton of expectations. I wasn't thinking like this was going to be a sequel to The Whale. Obviously, Austin Butler is the lead, so everybody's here to watch him, right?
Yeah.
And he gets caught up in this crazy situation. There's a cat that ends up becoming the star of the whole movie.
It's like Argyle, but good. Right? It's really a wrong place, wrong time sort of movie where this guy just gets beat up and his life falls apart. Meanwhile, there's like a Guy Ritchie-esque element to it where there's all these different sort of criminals that are involved trying to get a little MacGuffin.
Yeah, there's all these moving parts and it never really stops moving.
Yeah.
It's a breakneck pace. And Zoe Kravitz is in this. She plays kind of like the love interest to Austin Butler. He's this bartender that basically is in this crossroads of does he need to be serious with the relationship or not? And what does he need to give up in order to be serious with that relationship?
Yeah.
Austin Butler's story through the entire thing is madness and mayhem. The whole second act to me feels like just kind of a blur of crazy mishaps. What did you guys think of this movie as far as that goes? Because it feels like it just doesn't end up stopping.
I would agree. It definitely feels like he gets caught up in this ruse with gangsters and the police, but the whole time he's also really stuck on this instance from his past.
Yeah.
Huge San Francisco Giants fan, and we learn throughout bits and pieces throughout the movie that he was tapped to be drafted in baseball, like straight out of high school. But an accident that he was responsible for derailed that, and he really clings to that aspect of his past, and how does that affect his actions in this predicament that he's in currently. And I think it pays off really well.
Yeah. There's so many moving parts to this, so many different characters, and the fact that we get a backstory for him and his mom as well, you're like, is this going anywhere? But at the same time, I'm like, I'm glad this character is at least fleshed out.
Well,
because
and they
he's
don't
the anchor,
spell it out.
right?
They don't like spell it out for you. They leave clues and pieces for you to assemble the backstory yourself, which I love in a movie. I love when a movie doesn't hold my hand.
Yeah.
Well, in Aronofsky in this, I've not really seen any films that he's done that is quite as action-heavy as in this one.
Or funny.
Or funny. The car chase scene is hilarious. Matt Smith, in it for just a brief part, but honestly probably one of the best things he's done in a long time in the cinema. Discounting Morbius, of course. We don't want to diss the Morbius.
There's a dance scene in that I'm okay with.
Matt Smith in Morbius is just feeling himself for like 15 minutes straight.
But I want to talk about how beautiful this film looks, too.
Right.
It looks like it was made a couple decades ago.
Well, so it's a period piece, right, in 1998, and you kind of wonder, does it need to be in the 90s? Even though the book is written about 1998, but it feels like 1998.
It's great.
Yeah.
Between the Mamdani scavenger hunt last week and this movie, I really miss New York. Like, it really made me miss the vibe of the city.
Yeah.
And this is the New York where everybody around your apartment complex is your best friend. You know the homeless guy that's living down the corner. You know the person that's down the street from you. Everybody's connected. So when the things start happening, not only is everybody already aware of the stuff when Austin Butler isn't, but they're actually actively involved in it. And I think that's fascinating. Regina Hall's in this. I think she's fantastic in it. The two rabbis, we have to talk about this.
Vincent D'Onofrio and Liev Schreiber.
Did you know it was them until after the movie when you went to IMDb? Or did you know immediately?
During the movie, I went, hey, wait a minute.
I knew,
you have to look between the beard, right?
I knew one of them was Liev Schreiber,
Yeah.
and I had seen Vincent D'Onofrio's name in the credits, and I was like, where is he in this movie? Until I looked really hard at one of them.
It reminded me of those of Guy Ritchie films, honestly, back in the day. Back in the 90s, he was making all these incredible action films. I wish that maybe we'd gotten more out of Matt Smith's character particularly. He was obviously needing to leave at a certain point, but by the time he comes back, it's pretty quickly wrapped up with him.
Sadly.
Yeah.
Right?
What do you think?
I think tonally, this movie was trying to find itself. Because at the first, I was like, oh, this is a Guy Ritchie movie. It's very funny, maybe even a little Scorsese with a New York element. But then second act, it got really hard to like, it's unsettling, I'll say that. Like there's some elements where I'm like, it's not funny anymore. I'm actually really sad. Is this just a drama? And then by the end, it kind of brings it back to the comedic stuff. And I'm like, I had a really good time, but man, that was hard to watch.
Was it hard to watch for you, Rebecca?
No,
And not hard being bad, hard like violent.
I was engaged the entire time. It was one of those movies where, you know, when you're watching a movie by like an acclaimed filmmaker, you're like, yes, this is the good stuff. I know I'm in good hands, and it felt like that for me the whole way through.
Yeah.
Don't discount this director, and I'm never going to again as far as action goes.
Right.
I want to see more of this. Like, what can he do next? It's gonna
I'm dying to know what prompted him to pick up this project.
That is a
I
good
think he
question.
wanted a normal movie. I mean, The Whale is almost there.
Black
but
Swan.
To me, it seems like he talked a lot about in all of the press interviews and stuff, his love of New York and just what it was like when he was living there and his experience there. So I think there's a lot tied into that. But man, it makes me wish that we got to see what his Batman Year One could have been.
Yeah. Is this Austin Butler's first normal role as well? Because it feels like Aronofsky
Mike Ryder's
played-
is fairly normal.
Okay, that's
it's
true.
Playing a very
Guys, he's a
normal
megastar.
He's such a megastar.
Yeah.
Have you read about how nice he is?
Yeah.
Like, just behind the scenes.
He did
and
press interviews for an hour when everything got shut down for them.
I was reading a thing about somebody who worked on Caught Stealing, and they said he was the first on set, last to leave, knew everybody's names, and was super kind to
He's a
everyone.
great guy.
He, after they cut, he would always check on the cat. He was like really invested in the cat's well-being.
He gave my uncle a kidney. I mean, he's one of the nicest
He's
people
the
I've
nicest
ever met.
guy.
Well, I do think that Chase, this is probably one that people can go into and have a good time, even if they don't know what they're getting into.
Yeah.
In fact, that might even be better in some cases. So for me, this is a see it, but what do you think, Ken?
Absolutely see it.
Oh, absolutely see it.
All right, well, make sure you check out that movie. It is out in theaters right now, but let's jump into The Roses. This is Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Coleman, and I am so excited to talk about this. This is my favorite of the week.
Wild.
Why? Why could it be
Because
wild?
Caught Stealing was so good.
So is this like a War of the Roses from the 80s
So-
or that same old story that we've seen before?
It is a remake of A War of the
Okay.
Roses from 1989, directed by Danny DeVito, by the way.
Yeah,
I
crazy.
I watched it before we went to go
He's
see
a great
the movie.
filmmaker.
Yeah.
Matilda, are you kidding
It
me?
was
Love
so
it.
good.
Yeah.
But, you know, classic tale, Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Coleman meet, get married, have kids. And then their relationship kind of flips. You know, she opens a restaurant and he loses his job. And you watch as their relationship builds in resentment and animosity and just escalates to a point of life endangering accidents.
So the trailer really sold. I haven't seen this one yet, so I'm going off of what you guys are going to say. But the trailer sold it as it's the way their friends deal with the situation and everything falling apart.
No,
or is it
this
more
is a
that-
very
Not really.
personal relationship.
I'm actually glad for that because it seemed more like, hey, let's see what all these fun other cast members
Like
have
the
to say.
friends are there.
Okay.
But
No, this is very much a look at a relationship when power dynamics shift and when maybe you're not the one that's caretaking and maybe the other spouse has to go to work and do things. And what happens when maybe they enjoy that and they're having more fun while the other person's trying to get back into the game and
Okay.
do more work. It's very fascinating, but it's hilarious. I remember the very first sequence was just jaw on the floor laughing for me. It kept going. It did not lose momentum as far as the jokes go through
no,
the entire
it
thing.
keeps speed. Like,
And
the
that's tough
entire
to
movie.
do, especially like we've watched like The Naked Gun, where eventually it was like, okay, let's get through this. But this absolutely not. I think Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Coleman are dynamic. Like their chemistry is so good in this. She's a chef, and there's a lot of the bear with that made me very happy
Yeah.
and pleased. And I loved the friends like Andy Samberg.
They pair Andy Samberg with Kate McKinnon.
Yeah.
I not
disagree with
in
this.
8,000 years would I ever buy this.
Sure.
And I get.
You're not supposed to.
I know.
It's
maybe
silly
the
for
bit,
silly sake.
Maybe the bit is supposed to be like Kate McKinnon, this big lesbian, right?
Yeah,
Like, Isn't
yeah.
this funny?
Yeah, that's exactly.
And in the movie too, you're like, they're not good
I
together.
don't.
No, you see, Kate
it is a whole
McKinnon
thing.
is playing the Catherine Hahn role from Step
Okay.
Brothers.
Yeah.
She's trying to hook up with Benedict Cumberbatch the whole
Yes.
movie.
And I don't see what's wrong with that. She's playing a role. She's playing a character that's not her.
Yeah.
So she should be free to do that. And I think she's very funny in it. Like, yes, take away the fact that we all know her from SNL. We know everything about her pretty much. Her comedic chops in this are still just as sharp.
Yeah.
And her and Sandberg work really well. They're kind of like this couple that are the Second Amendment gun nuts, but they're also like, but you know, guns are bad. We shouldn't be okay.
Yeah.
You know, we shouldn't be okay with it.
So is this a downer movie by the end?
No.
Or are you just like, it's a personal sort of discovery?
It takes a turn at the end that is shocking,
Okay.
but
It does.
is funny because of how
Sure.
shocking it is.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about this movie. It doesn't really necessarily tie everything up in a pretty bow. This isn't a story where it's like, and you know, they worked through their differences and things turned out well for them. And I love that. We get so many of those types of movies
Sure.
that just go through the same trope.
Yeah.
This one is trying to do something different, and I would say for a date night, this is so good to bring someone to.
I thought it was fantastic. I love my husband, spoiler alert. And by the end of this, I was like, oh, I miss my husband. I want to give my husband a hug. But I really love the relationship between Olivia Coleman and Benedict Cumberbatch in this because they are so funny, but also they portray such a love within this relationship. Like they're very open and communicative, and like even though tensions are rising between them, they're still pretty open and vocal about everything, and at least willing to tackle their challenges with a smile, which was kind of nice.
Not only that, but just supportive. Like I love that first half where, like, before it delves into the madness, where they're just like, I'm just happy that you have cool things going on, and like I'm here for you, whatever you need.
It's his idea for her to open a restaurant.
Yeah.
Like he's there behind her the entire time.
So when you're sold on this whole thing, like we didn't talk about Benedict Cumberbatch's character. He's a architect that has this beautiful design for what is it? A museum?
It's like a maritime museum.
Yeah.
And he designs a gorgeous building, and it collapses essentially, and he loses his job because of it and can't find work because of it. And in order to build himself back up, he designs their dream home and builds this gorgeous home right on the cliffside of, like, overlooking the ocean, and it's gorgeous. But it becomes a MacGuffin in their relationship when they, you know, are trying to separate. Allison Janney shows up for 5 minutes.
Always good.
MVP of
Steals
the show.
the movie.
Of course he does.
Walks in, grabs her supporting actress, just like waltzes right out. She was hilarious. This really was a fun movie.
It was so fun.
I just loved it. This is
I
so
think
cute.
people need to have fun in the theaters, especially with, like, would you consider this like a deconstructed rom-com? What would you call it?
Kind of. Do you know what it really reminded me of? It felt like watching a movie from 2009, Complimentary. Like, it really reminded me of the vibes of I Love You, Man.
Okay, love it.
Yeah,
Okay.
like it was so great. Written by Tony McNamara, who I know I talk about it a lot, but The Great on Hulu. So he really knows how to capture a loving antagonistic relationship, which he does a great job in The Roses.
So are you going to go see it?
Yeah, I
Did
want
he
to see a
sell
fun
you on
movie
it?
about divorce. Why not?
You know what? You're going to be married to how great this movie
Oh, I
is.
love it. Okay.
It's a see it for me, Rebecca.
Oh, see it, yeah.
Awesome.
Make sure that you guys check it out. It is definitely worth a shot. Moving on, though, we have to talk about this toxic movie that's out with Peter Dinklage. All right, so we all have seen this movie. We know how ridiculous it is.
Yeah.
We know what crowd it's playing to. How do we sell it to my uncle? My Uncle Steve.
That's really the
Uncle
question.
into?
Not this.
So back in the 80s, we had the trauma movies, and that was Toxic Avenger 1 through 6. There was a whole bunch of these just kind of low-grade midnight movies, like on purpose. They're meant to be bad, a lot of practical gore and just crassness and all that kind of stuff, and that's what they sold it on. So this one, what now, 30, 40 years later, we have Peter Dinklage. Like, we actually have a really solid cast in another midnight movie.
Yeah.
And I think the way to sell it is, hey, are you tired of like big action movies or superhero movies? Like, let loose. Just cackle away at really ridiculous things happening on screen.
Would you like a love letter to a trauma film?
Well, not only
Because
that, do you want to be with a self-aware story that, like,
Yeah.
knows it's ridiculous and is leaning right into it? Not only that, but maybe like a lower budget creator's vision.
Yeah.
And that's what it feels like more than anything, that this guy had a vision and he was able to perfectly execute it. Now, this was going to come out in 2022, right? So this has been a long time coming. Peter Dinklage plays a character who's a stepfather to a son whose mother died of cancer. He now gets this incurable brain disease that he's going to have to spend a ton of money to try to get the medicine
Why
for.
does this sound like an Oscar drama so far?
I know. It
Why
really
do they need
does.
to introduce that many elements?
And that
Because-
might be why Peter Dinklage is like, I'll be on camera for this part.
Yeah.
Well, and the company that he works for is basically responsible for whatever cancerous disease he
Think
has.
nuclear power plant from The Simpsons.
Absolutely, yeah.
And his own insurance doesn't cover treatment.
So he tries to go to his boss, who is played by none other than Kevin Bacon.
Embracing the role. I love when
It's what he
Kevin
does
Bacon
now.
shows up in this random stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll help you, kid. And obviously doesn't. Ends up getting mutated into this green, nasty monster
With
with
a toxic mop.
a mop that can clean the heads off of people. And
Literally.
you get blood squibs, some practical, a lot of CG blood that's just bursting out of everybody's any
Orifices.
Yeah, that's a very good way to describe that. I think it's something that people that love B movies, that love this type of stuff, it's from the studio that brought you Terrifier. So if you love Terrifier, you're probably going to be happier leaving.
Your soul's a little dark, but
yeah,
it's
there's
fine.
something wrong with you, but it's okay. You can check this out and still have fun.
Right.
What do you think about this as far as a superhero movie goes?
I mean, he is the Toxic Avenger, and he does what he said. He avenges.
Yeah, there's a little bit of in the original, it's more of a superhero story where the public gets behind him, even though he is a mutant of sorts, right? In this one, that's only a small element of the story. It's more of a revenge vigilante tale. So I don't know, maybe if you just want a darker tale of superheroes, maybe.
He does rescue some hostages, and the crowd does cheer him on.
He saves a cat.
He does save a cat.
The theme is cats.
The theme is cats for this, and that is a perfect thing.
Oh my God.
But I think this is one maybe if you're tired of the normal superhero affair and you're going to a movie with buddies or you're watching it with friends, right?
Yeah.
This is the best kind of opportunity.
Let's turn it up a little bit more because this movie is doing it's not just trying to make a quick buck. It actually wants to help people. Since this story is based around medical debt and how it can cripple your life, cripple your family, I believe the film studio is going to be raising $5 million to pay off others' medical debts. So if that's not an incentive to go and check out this movie, they're actually putting their money where their mouth is.
Yeah, they're looking to raise $5 million to help erase medical debt, and I believe it's every million after that will also go towards that cause.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible. And the other thing about this movie, you can tell it's a movie made with love.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy watching a movie that you can tell has loving hands and just a loving director who's put his heart and soul into it. And it's the Toxic Avenger.
As heads are falling off. And
it's gross and bloody and green and toxic. But it's just so nice.
It is one of those where if you do watch it at home or at theater, just put your phone away. Just watch what's happening on screen. Just kind of be like, I'm just going with it.
Especially because the production value on this movie is insane. There's so much care put into everything in the background, especially when they're at the burger joint. If you take a moment to look at everything that's in the background of the burger joint, everything is a joke. There's not a square inch of the screen is missed without some kind of joke.
And even when you're hearing people in the background, they're just making jokes while actual dialogue is going on.
It's so funny.
And in the jokes, I know I've already mentioned Simpsons, but there's a lot of stuff in this. Even the humor feels very Simpsons in a lot of parts. I think this is one that people would actually enjoy, even if you're a little squeamish to the blood stuff. Sometimes it's just so fake that it's
it's mostly
it gets
fake.
past you.
I think it's insane that this movie had difficulty getting picked up at all because this is a movie, I think it's a crowd pleaser.
I'd agree. It almost reminds me of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles films back in the 90s.
Sure.
With this gritty New York, everything's kind of like chaos. Feels like he's in Beau is Afraid.
And it feels like a comic book, though, right? With the coloring and shots and everything. It's actually kind of pretty.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Yep. Well,
color grading.
And I do want to shout out one person because I don't have the name. The name's going to be on the screen right here. But this is the actor that actually embodied the Toxic Avenger. Because Peter Dinklage, while he was great at the beginning, was the voice for the duration of the film. And we have somebody here that is selling the emotion way more than I would say
I feel horrible.
the voice.
I can't remember her name.
I know. It's on the screen again, though. We're going to put it up again.
4'9". That's all I remember about her.
But she
should get all credit.
She should get all the credit. Like, definitely, the minute that she appears, I was completely sold on the physicality, on I believe that this guy could actually take out some people. and not only that, but like the emotion. Like there's a moment where there's this music festival going on, and they're playing this song, and the Toxic Avenger has to meet them at their level, almost in a Scott Pilgrim-like way, where he's got a song too he's going to play, and they're going to fight with songs. I was so into it. Like, I think I yelled out, yeah, when it was happening. So.
It's like you were there.
Yeah, well, this is a see it for me. What about you guys?
Oh, see it.
It's a see it.
This is a great week. Okay, so for in theaters, which one is the winner, Kent?
Caught Stealing, for sure.
Yeah.
I know, it's the most normal movie, maybe, of the three, but I haven't seen The Roses, so I'm really excited to see it.
That's not saying a lot. Like, all of them are weird.
Yeah.
It is an awesome week to go to the movies.
It really is.
Especially for Labor Day weekend. Caught Stealing for me. Loved Toxic Avenger. Really enjoyed The Roses.
You can't go wrong?
Go to the movies.
Okay,
Can't
yeah, go to the
wrong.
movies.
For me, we already know, it's the Roses. Make sure that you check out all of those in theaters. Have a triple movie night. It'll be fun. With that, let's talk about what's out on streaming. And there was one that came out last week we didn't get to talk to yet. Peacemaker Season 2. 2 episodes have dropped now. It's a continuation of the DC universe, but I'm going to caution anybody that watched Superman that's younger, that is like, can't wait to see the next chapter. Don't do that with this one because it immediately is like
I don't know what they're
NC-17 level.
Dongs, dongs, dongs.
Right. I think they're like trying to like build up this universe, but now it's like, hey kids, you like Superman? You can't watch this. You shouldn't watch this.
Weird choice to be the second part of this James Gunn universe.
Like already established 2 Creature Commandos, I would say not really for kids either.
Truth.
So maybe you just have to wait for the next movie.
Don't get me wrong. I actually love the first Peacemaker. I think John Cena is progressively becoming an incredible actor. I think Dave Bautista still holds the title for the best.
Yeah, what was it? Hollywood Reporter put out their like top
They said
3.
Bautista, The Rock. Come on.
But
We
sheer
haven't seen
volume
Smashing
and
Machine.
jungle acting, sure.
Right.
To be fair, we still have to see that movie.
The Smashing Machine.
Yeah.
Yep, which maybe they had seen it already. We don't know something about it. But John Cena, I think, is really showing us his acting chops in this. In this story, it's kind of a revenge story. Frank Grillo's playing Rick Flag Sr. If you watch the Suicide Squad movie, which is canon but not canon, Rick Flag Jr. dies at the hands of Peacemaker. So now his father is putting out all the stops to try to catch him, while at the same time, Peacemaker has found a portal that might lead to a different universe where everything's great for him.
It's not that he's found a portal. His dad, who, while huge racist, also scientific genius, and has created this pocket dimension.
Aren't they always?
That's not how it goes. But he has stumbled into another universe that is similar to his, where his dad is still alive and his brother, who he killed accidentally when he was a kid. And not only that, but Peacemaker, he's going through it. The first 2 episodes of the season, he's depressed. He's so depressed and trying to find himself and find a place where he belongs. And so opportunity presents itself with this new dimension.
Or does he present the opportunity by doing something? He does a couple things for it. But what do you think about these 2 episodes?
I hated it.
Really?
I absolutely hated it. I watched season 1 and I was like, I love John Cena. I think he's super charismatic. I wanted to see what happens with this team. And there was some fun stuff. I finished the season. I went, that's like a lot of crass humor. And I usually am okay with that. But like, it's not for me. Right?
This was a little overcrass for me, like especially that scene that just kept going.
Well, in this one, it's more of the same, but I feel like I'm done with it. I don't know if I'm going to watch anymore because I'm like, so he just feels out of place. It's one of those stories.
And between this and Twisted Metal, how many orgy scenes are we going to have this year?
Our cup runneth over.
Oh my goodness. I really don't think it's as cool of a thing to do on these shows. I mean, I guess we got to show chaos, so let's have things happen.
I feel like James Gunn so badly wanted to put anything dirty in anything, but Superman's so clean that he's like, I'll save it for Peacemaker.
Oh, but Superman might show up at the end of this. Who knows?
Well, here's the thing about this. The only thing I keep thinking about while watching this new season is James Gunn has said he was so burnt out when he was writing this season. So it kind of does feel like this was written by a man suffering from burnout.
Follows up with, and it's my favorite. So we can never really trust James Gunn on anything he says, to be honest. He's always jumping around with stuff. That being said, Kent, this is a skip it for you.
It's a skip it, absolutely.
We're only 2 episodes in. Are you sure about that?
I'm going to wait till what Rebecca has to say at the end of the season.
Like season 1.
I finished it, but
good for you for watching the other.
These first 2 episodes have been so slow for me. I'm not saying skip it. I'm saying
wait and see.
Let's wait.
Okay.
This might be one where you're going to have to watch the entire season once it all comes out. So I would say this is probably a wait for it, just because the 2 episodes really, like, they've set up the drama and the scenario. We need to see how this plays out before we can recommend it to people, right?
Yeah.
So with that said, that's a wait for it. With the rest of this, we got the Thursday Murder Club.
Yeah, it dropped yesterday on Netflix.
Yeah.
I thought it would be like an Only Murders in the Building type thing. It kind of is, but with just...
This is like a star-studded affair, though.
It's insane how many stars are in this movie.
You got Pierce Brosnan, Helen Mirren, Ben Kingsley. Who am I missing? David Tennant.
Tom Ellis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Richard Grant.
Naomi Ackie.
Yes.
Yeah, there's just a lot of people. And here's the thing, it is described as a cozy murder mystery, and I don't like describing murder mysteries as cozy because people died.
But it's so polite.
It's so polite. It's so polite. Helen Mirren's character. So, well, basically the premise of the movie is they live in this retirement castle.
Yeah.
And the group of the four of them have this Thursday murder club where they solve cold cases or work on cold cases. And suddenly
The Neighborhood Watch, you could probably put.
Watch.
Yeah.
And suddenly they are thrust into an actual whodunit.
A current murder investigation. Right.
Involving their retirement castle.
Doesn't it, like, I do think it was charming because they're all just trying their best.
Well, and
right, to
Pierce
solve this crime.
Brosnan, I think he gets better with age.
Yeah, he kind of
My mom, they say the same thing.
But it introduces so many characters and so many red herrings. You're like, I don't even know what's going on anymore.
Yep.
When they talked about one of the killers, I was like, what is even happening here? Did I walk out of the room for a second and forget a plot point?
There's a lot of stuff that's moving around in this story. One thing that is now, I guess, always going to be a distraction until they stop filming at this mansion that has been in every single movie we've ever seen. That's the X Mansion. That's Batman. That's Wayne Manor. We've seen it so
I told my husband, I was like, we need to start saving. I want to retire there.
Yeah.
We could probably Airbnb it. It seems like
Deal.
everybody's going over to film their movies, do all kinds of stuff. You had mentioned, because you were on Friday Flicks, by the way, you were incredible in it.
Thank you.
That this is one that you could turn on while the laundry's going, and I agree with you.
Yeah, but like the thing about me, I love an escape room. I love a murder mystery. So it was fun to follow along and try to solve it myself.
Yeah.
I guess I shouldn't say. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. Of
course.
But
We're gonna do a flashback to
You
every
may have
time
come up
she's
with
spoiled
a
something.
better ending, like because by the time it gets to the end, it's like a lot of plot conveniences.
Well, and so they introduce a cold case at the beginning that somehow miraculously ends up being tied to this case, and by the time they get to the end of that case, you're like, oh right, I guess we still have this case that they were working on at the beginning.
Yep, and that's why laundry might help.
Yeah.
A little bit of a convoluted plot, but we got star-studded casts. It might be something that if you're just hanging out at home and you want to throw something on streaming over the weekend, might be good. But I think we all say that you need to check these out in a theater. Toxic Avenger, Caught Stealing the Roses, those are our recommendations for this episode. Well, with that said, we've got about a minute left, so that's enough time for me to talk about one thing.
I know you have an anniversary.
Yeah.
Another one.
Yeah, so, okay, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
10 years ago, I had just gotten married, and I was the happiest I've ever been. And then I decided, you know what? I can get over this fear of mine where I've been wanting to be a film critic for years. I've been studying, I've been trying to do as much as I can, and let's try to make a YouTube thing. I turned on the camera, I tried to record, I shut it off.
Yeah, you're like, I'm out.
I'm terrified of doing that stuff. So immediately I go, there's got to be something, and there's just no movie that makes me interested. Then that night, I sit down and I watch this film called American Psycho 2.
Oh no!
And it
With
made
Mila
me
Kunis?
so enraged, William Shatner, that I decided, you know what? Time to be a film critic. And that was the very first movie review
That was
I
the first one.
clicked upload on. And this day, today, is the 10-year anniversary of that. So that is really
what a
cool.
movie.
What a movie to start it with.
Thank you,
I feel
American Psycho 2.
there's no better one. And then a real review happened immediately after Straight Outta Compton, and that was just...
Sure.
We're going to just do it. Here, take a look at this.
The film has a very raw energy that keeps you entertained up until around the third act where it starts to slow down a little bit, but it keeps you invested in the story. It gave me a lot of respect for rap music.
Yeah, it's awful, right?
But that's, I think, what inspires us the most, right? Is something that makes us so pissed off that we just have to share it with the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone's got their origin story, and I guess mine's American
Transformers
Psycho
3, Dark of the Moon. I hear you.
There you go.
Yeah.
What was your origin story?
Oh gosh, I don't know that I have one. All I know is that I started going to press screenings because I was broke and wanted to see movies.
Yeah,
so.
that counts.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've all had that too. Well, I just want to thank both of you for being on this 10-year journey with me.
Oh, thanks for having us.
seriously.
It's kind of incredible that I'm doing this right now, and anybody that had been a part of this journey, whether it was sharing a video, liking a post, for these 10 years, cannot thank you enough. And thank you for watching this episode. Make sure that you check out all of our stuff on our social media. Here's the QR code that you can scan right now. Kent, tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me at ShowtimeShowdown.com or the Bacon Sub Podcast.
Rebecca.
Every week at Geek Show Podcast or Twitter and Instagram at YouGrossRebecca.
Thank you all so much for watching. Here's a sneak peek of what we've got next week, and I will see you at the next review.